Welcome. Welcome to this commencement ceremony of Elmhurst College. Welcome to the graduates. You have worked hard to get here today. Welcome to the faculty who have taught and guided these students. And welcome to family and friends who have supported and helped these students to make it to the finish line. The hash bell has rung to open the ceremony, in keeping with Elmhurst College tradition. Faculty have donned their academic robes, symbolic of knowledge, scholarship, and the liberal arts. And I will open this ceremony with the words with which we open each academic convocation. The company of scholars is assembled. Let this graduation ceremony begin. And now I call on Catholic co-chaplain Kevin O'Donnell to lead us in the invocation.
Good afternoon, and my congratulations to all you graduates today as well, and to all the family and friends who are here to proudly celebrate your accomplishments. I appreciate the college's invitation to me to lead prayer this afternoon for my own Catholic tradition. I know that there is religious and spiritual diversity among us here today, so my words may not be the words that each of us can take exactly as our own prayer. I ask that in whatever way you pray or reflect, take these few minutes to be grateful and set hearts and minds for the journey that lies ahead. Let us remember we are always in the holy presence of God. Blessed are you, Lord God of all creation, God of all life, God of all holiness. Everything comes from you. You are the Creator, the source of all wisdom and knowledge. You are the truth we seek. It is right and just that thanks and praise be given to you. Hear the gratefulness for this day, the gratefulness for all that has brought us to this day, for families, friends, teachers, mentors. Hear the prayers of gratitude for the gifts and talents that are present in each one of these graduates, and for the many people who have taught, nurtured, and encouraged their growth. These will leave Elmhurst College today, and they will continue their journey in many places throughout your creation. They no doubt go forth with hopes and dreams. So I ask that you send your Spirit upon them today, that they may be made holy, continually inspired to realize what each of them is called to do. Send them out from here as nurses or teachers, musicians, business professionals, scientists, ministers, artists, to bring peace where there is no peace, to bring hope where despair looms, justice to the oppressed, joy to those who mourn, and light into the darkness. In their giving, may they receive. In their comforting, may they be comforted. And in loving, may they know love. I ask this prayer for these graduates in the name of Jesus Christ, through whose dying I believe there is eternal life. Amen. Please be seated.
First to address us today are the candidates for the bachelor's degree, Ramison St. Louis and Gina Veneer, who are graduating today.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Midyear Commencement ceremony at Elmhurst College. I am Gina Veneer.
Well, then I guess I'm Ramison St. Louis, and you are all so shocked to see me up here speaking on your behalf.
But really, Gina and I are honored for this opportunity to speak to y'all on this very special day.
So, Mr. President, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty and staff, family and friends, and last but not least, our fellow graduates. Welcome again to Midyear Commencement, and congratulations. Thank you so much for being a part of this celebration. We are here to remember the spirit of this community, this campus, and the people that make Elmhurst College the place we all find comfort in.
Fellow graduates, the position we are in can be extremely nerve-wracking. There are a lot of uncertainties. However, this college is special. The relationships and memories made here will be everlasting. So be confident. You are equipped to go out and do remarkable things.
Recall your time here at Elmhurst. Have you felt the spirit of this school and its company come upon you? Has someone reached you in an impactful way? A peer, professor, staff member, a coach, a mentor, a chaplain? As college comes to an end, can you feel the love that you've been given? I know you've all got someone or some moment in mind.
I definitely know I do. My sophomore year, I went through a lot of changes. I came to Elmhurst mainly to play football, and in my second year, I stopped playing and became immersed in Habitat for Humanity, Global Poverty Club, and the Community Outreach Program. I started coaching football at York High School and joined the Lambda Chi Alpha fraternity. All of these involvements helped deepen my Christian faith and has shaped the person you see standing in front of you today. The summer going into my junior year, I received a letter from the college stating that I owed $32,000. And if not paid by August, I would not be able to attend the college. I then realized that I never filed this FAFSA, and it was absolutely necessary that I receive financial aid. I was so active in school that I forgot to make sure that I actually attend school. I then made a call to a trusted staff member and filled him in on my situation. He drove to my hometown 3 times, was constantly on the phone with the financial aid office, and helped me research different scholarships. All that he did out of love. Love for this wonderful college, and love for me as an individual. It wasn't his duty or his responsibility to help me, but he did so anyways.
Sometimes we slip, but we won't fall if someone is there to catch us. Like Ramison, I had someone catch me in college, more than once. It takes an extraordinary institution to have a community that knows how to catch you, that knows when to step in, and that cares enough to do so. At times, we are set to a higher standard, and at this institution, we should be. When someone cares enough to look you in the eye and say, "You're better than this, you're more than this, let's get you back on track," you have no choice but to feel captivated by their compassion, knowing someone knows you well enough to recognize you needed them to make a statement. The person in your mind may also be the one who didn't have to make a bold statement, they were just always there for you. I have that person too. Advice over coffee, guidance for faith life, and direction in a career path. I am a better person than I was before I knew Elmhurst College. So thank you. I am beyond grateful for the relationships that I've made here at Elmhurst.
We were meant to be in relationship with others. Our job titles, our social statuses, and our retirement pensions won't matter. Now, don't get me wrong, those things are nice. But the only thing that will matter in the end is the relationships we have made. So spend time with your families and less time in the office. Pursue your friendships and make memories with them. When our time is up, we won't be asking for our awards. We won't be gloating about our accomplishments. We will ask to be surrounded by our friends and families. With that in mind, let's make creating healthy relationships a priority in our lives now. The best way to fulfill our purpose is to love others. To love others unconditionally is hard work, but it's the most important thing we can do. The challenge is we're also made as selfish beings. It is human nature to think of ourselves first. This is a test to see if we can move past our natural instincts and place others first. Some will, and some won't. We were put on this earth to love the people that God so graciously and intentionally placed in front of us. So love them and put them first. We were also created with different passions in life. I hate blood, and you might not. I am not a big fan of numbers, but you might be. No matter what our majors and passions are, we can still do it with love in our hearts. Keeping in mind that it's not about how much money is made, but all about how many positive relationships built and lives impacted. Note to all parents, I am not telling my fellow graduates to sit on your couch, watch television, and hang with friends. What I am saying is follow your dreams. Become that doctor, that teacher, that artist, that stay-at-home parent. Do all those things, but do it with the intentions of loving all people and building a positive relationship with them. Some people are harder to love than others, but everyone deserves to be loved. Let's make it our priority to love them.
It's so important to recognize how our relationships and our surroundings affect us. Remember how bad you needed to call your mom first semester of freshman year? How your relationships started having purpose. How you had never valued your family more in your life. The word friendship started to become defined through your real friends. Your identity was being discovered and your character was being exposed. Not only is this a time to shift gears and move forward, but to reflect on the foundation that has been laid to allow you to do so. Always remember that foundation. One way that will forever resonate for me is from the phrase, my dad always told me anytime I ever left the house, know your roots, toots. So thank your mom and dad for putting you in such a beautiful place to learn. I'll do that now. Thank you, mom and dad. Remember, you create your own atmosphere, and your footprint is unique. So leave it in the right places. Be something extraordinary. Whatever your role is, own it. Be intentional. Have a purpose. Never, ever settle. Find inspiration everywhere. Share your spirit and stay connected to it. Focus. It'll all come together.
If you haven't gotten anything from us these past 6 minutes, hear this. You were not born just to go through the motions. Everything you do is important.
You were created for a purpose only you can fulfill. It may take your whole life, but it must be done. You are your own project. Class of 2012, the time is now and the season is joyful. Now's your chance to make chance happen. Go. Set your world in motion.
A special thanks to our chaplain, Scott Matheny, for the wonderful opportunity he gave Gina and I today. On behalf of this college, thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Ramison and Gina. Thank you also to the Elmhurst College Wind Ensemble and conductor Brianna Harris. I am now honored and pleased to introduce Dr. Les Kaltvedt, who is a professor of German and French from the Department of World Languages, Literatures, and Cultures. Dr. Kaltvedt is retiring at the end of this academic year after 39 years with Elmhurst College. Dr. Kaltvedt is a gifted teacher and a valued colleague. He has written, presented, and published on topics from German literature, poetry, literary theory, film, popular culture, and music. He is particularly interested in the gramophone in literature. He also has an equally long and impressive list of presentations regarding the teaching of world languages. He earned an American Association of Teachers of German Certificate of Merit for outstanding achievement and dedication to the profession. He has served as the national president of Alpha Mu Gamma, the National Collegiate Foreign Language Honor Society. I would also like you to know that the reason that the Elmhurst College singing groups always sound like they know what they're singing is because he has been the diction coach for them for French, German, and Norwegian. He has given a presentation to faculty at the Fall Faculty Retreat from 9 years ago that I want to quote a little bit from. He said that he entitled this, Words of Inspiration for the Fall Retreat, a Grizzled Faculty Member's Perspective. Now, I don't believe he qualifies as grizzled then or now. There must be something about the studying of languages that keeps you forever young. But I have no doubt that his words then and now were and will be truly inspirational.
President Ray, Dean Tipton, trustees, faculty colleagues, musicians, family and friends, and most important, 2012 graduates. Yes, and those of you in the bleachers, welcome to you too. Don't feel left out. There's no game. In fact, this is a ritual. We of the unmatched robes you see here are accepting you in the matched black robes into a special society. Congratulations. Everything you're wearing has a symbolism and a history. Your hood was originally meant to keep the wearer warm in unheated spaces, if you throw it over your head, that is. Your tassel once meant that you were a doctor of something, and if gold, also a member of the nobility. That mace, this right here, with which we led the procession, used to be a weapon. And all of our funny-looking outfits were originally, if you can believe this, current fashion. Then they became passé, and when they became passé, they became tradition. So graduates, welcome to the late Middle Ages. In a sense, I represent the history of your college, although, come on, not going back that far. My doctorate's in German, as you heard, and German was a language of instruction here from the founding in 1871 till 1921. Our most famous alumnus, our only statue, remember? Reinhold Niebuhr spoke German, as did history professor Rudolf Schade, whose son's on the board now, and many others. Until 1965, all the presidents spoke German, and in the 70s, President Ivan Frick studied the language while in office. Since that time, several faculty have completed the equivalent of a minor or major in German or another language. I have been privileged to teach some outstanding German students here at Elmhurst. Many have been double or even triple majors who have pursued careers in international business, teaching, library science, medicine, and music. Here's a liberal arts person. Jeff Kincaid from the 80s studied here, then Heidelberg and Denver, and eventually ended up dean of the largest English language school in Japan. He's authored books on music as well, an embodiment of the liberal arts. EC's first Fulbright recipient, Oksana Didik, studied here and then economics in Germany, returned to a career with a German company, and as have many other German majors since then. More recently, Scott Morris won a Fulbright Fellowship to Germany in 2008, and our 2006 graduate James Krishak, who studied music in German and went to Vienna, is currently singing at Lyric Opera here in Chicago. As you grads have probably gathered by now, the beauty of a place like Elmhurst is that you don't have to be just a specialist, either as a student or as a faculty member. As for me, I have evolved into an anti-specialist. What have I taught? Well, I guess you heard German, French, world literature. My dabbling didn't stop there, though. I've taught January courses German silent film, European film and lit, global film and literature. Once Evans Afenya, math professor from Ghana, was talking with me, and we decided there were no offerings here in Africa, so we invented one. Africa, Literature, Film, and Culture. Well, what have I learned here, and from whom? My colleagues, back behind you, have taught me a lot about other disciplines, and I want to mention a couple of them. Music. As a chorister and piano student, I'm intrigued by this prehistoric, even pre-human form of expression, aid to memorization, an essential component of ritual. The law used to be sung. It's a way of memorizing, remembering. Remnants of this can be found in liturgy in the church, and music at commencement, and rap. Music is a discipline closely related to language, so use your ear and make joyful noises, all of you. Another activity, athletics. Mens sana in corpore sano, Latin, meaning sound mind in a sound body. As already noted, we're in a gym. While I'm a lousy athlete, I believe that in being physically active, and I urge you graduates to keep exercising. Watching football doesn't count, really. Of course, music and sports have much in common. Conditioning, performance, repetition to attain mastery, teamwork, coordination of mind and body, blood coursing through the brain. Of course, all of these apply also to language learning. I've learned from my students, especially those of you who are adults, and I know some of you have voted before. You are part of a long and strong Elmhurst tradition. Adults say the darndest things, I've found. For example, in a beginning German class, quotation, "If I get a D in this course, my German grandmother will slap my wrist with a wet strudel." Interesting image, and an interesting grandmother. Another during a break in a 3.5-hour evening class, "Doctor, I enjoyed your class, but," then he backs me up against the wall, "you got off the subject." Guilty is charged. What? You don't get off the subject? Work on your imagination and build your inventory of memories. You adults in class have helped educate the younger students sitting around you. I know you have, by bringing life experience to discussions of literature, about movies seen, people you've met, your current boss. I've learned from international students and students of color as well. Several have introduced me in the class to authors and ideas from their cultures and ethnic groups. I interrupt this speech to bring you a message from the Department of World Languages, Literatures, and Cultures. Language learning is important. Dear graduates, if and when you have children, make sure they learn at least one other language, because many studies have shown the cognitive benefits of multilingualism. Students with 4 years of language study do better on SATs, both verbal and nonverbal sections of the test, and language learning helps extend a child's attention span. Well, graduates, there's still time before you retire to expand your identity, become globally savvy, learn another language, immerse yourself in another culture. Your intellectual growth has just begun. This is commencement, after all, and studies show that your generation will change careers often. Last study I saw estimated at 15 times within the same general field, and on average 3 times into completely unrelated fields. This can be frightening, but who knows? Your general education, liberal arts courses may well come in handy in finding your next job. And you may choose to work abroad. I have several relatives and friends who found jobs by doing just that. Here's a statistic about working abroad. Studies of returning Peace Corps volunteers show that they have higher lifetime incomes than others with the same level of education. Of course, they didn't go into the Peace Corps to earn money, but they learn to cope, they learn to improvise, and they deal with an exotic culture. Whatever you do, keep learning and exploring the world around you. In conclusion, my time is up. So I'm going to share with you a German phrase. I don't know why, but it's my favorite parting remark. Freunde, so jung kommen wir nie wieder zusammen. In Midwestern English, friends, we'll never get together this young again. Congratulations and good luck to all of you.
Many thanks, Dr. Kaltvedt, and to the Elmhurst College Concert Choir. Next, I have the great pleasure to introduce to you the chair of the college's Board of Trustees, Mr. Ken Bristol. He is here today to bring you greetings from the board.
Good afternoon, President Ray, Angela Ray, families, guests, friends, faculty, staff, and most important, you graduates. I bring greetings and welcome from the Elmhurst College Board of Trustees. We have 11 trustees who have joined us today, and I'm going to take the liberty of introducing them to you. Please stand when I call your name. Julius Wesley Beckton III, Dr. Larry Braskamp, Alan Brinkmeyer, class of 1976, Dr. Kathy Doucette, Joel G. Herder, class of 1959 and past chair of the Board of Trustees, Bud Lenahan, Dr. Ralph Lundgren, class of 1957, Edward Mumkus, class of 1974, Virginia Prohaska, class of 1988, Russell Wiegand, class of 1964, and James Yerbik. Fellow trustees, thank you for being with us today. Graduates, hopefully your time at Elmhurst College has provided you with a rewarding intellectual experience, one where our outstanding faculty have instilled in you a better understanding of yourself and the foundation to think more deeply. We are living in rapidly changing times. Our economy, our society, the entire world is transitioning to what we don't know because of globalization. The interconnecting of most countries, which at times is painful, can cause long-term economic challenges. I make two suggestions to you in this ongoing global economic societal change. First, be aware of national and world events that may result in potential change. Read, listen, learn, discuss what is happening around you. Look at the broader picture and ask yourself what might be the potential implications. It may sound boring or be of little interest to you, but I can most assuredly guarantee that these happenings will affect you. By being aware, you can make change work in your favor. Second, take charge of your life. Confront and proactively deal with change. One way to accomplish this control is to continually enhance your skill sets and knowledge that will provide you with employment. This, of course, means keeping yourself current through education. In the development of your skill sets, also consider your personal values, which could include being faith-based, having a good work ethic, having strong family ties, have social responsibility, loyalty, have quiet pride in what you have accomplished and will accomplish. You will find your path through life filled with many suggestions. Pick those that work for you. Again, congratulations to each of you and your families on this graduation day. As you move through life, come back for homecoming or any time. Remember your alma mater, Elmhurst College, and when you can, give back. To you graduates, best wishes and Godspeed.
Thank you, Mr. Bristol. I turn now to our president to offer some remarks, and am pleased to bring to the podium Dr. Alan Ray, president of the college and professor of religion and society.
Thank you, Dean Tipton. Congratulations, Elmhurst College graduates of 2012. Your professors and I are genuinely proud of each and every one of you. You and your parents, family, and friends can rightfully celebrate your achievement today. And as the person standing between you and Super Bowl festivities, my remarks will be brief. But only if you can assure me that you're rooting for the Patriots. It's going to be a long afternoon. We're going to be here till a Bears dynasty. And speaking of endless waiting, that's what Samuel Beckett's 1953 absurdist play Waiting for Godot is all about. Two characters, Vladimir and Estragon, wait for a third named Godot. whose arrival will signal the start of something, of anything. But Godot never arrives, and the characters adopt a philosophical attitude that rationalizes their permanent paralysis. Vladimir says to Estragon, "Let's go," to which Estragon replies, "Yes, let's go," yet neither moves. Today, after years of a crippling recession, many of us seem to be waiting too, for the effects of the recession to end, for industry to return, for new home sales to begin, for competent politicians to guide us, for employers to hire us, for credit to move freely, for something, for anything that will enable us to get on with our lives as we've known them. If you're an American, I think seldom have we felt so disempowered. Each of us feels the state of affairs differently. For many graduates, waiting takes the form, unfortunately, of unemployment or underemployment. While nothing would really please me more than to know each of you is on track for the future of your dreams, I know the reality for many is quite different. You may be waiting for your own Godot, or at the risk of bad punning, the good dough of the title of my remarks. In this, you're not alone. A recent study found that employment among young adults is now at 55.3%, down from 67.3% in 2000 and the lowest since World War II. Recent college grads are also skipping those long-distance moves, and many are staying home with mom and dad. And the same study says some 5.9 million young adults aged 25 to 34 lived with their parents last year, up 25% since the recession, and the man session, as it's called, is hitting young men especially hard. Men 25 to 34 are now nearly twice as likely as women to live with their parents. For many, and I hope most of you, tomorrow means looking forward to your first professional job, a rewarding internship or fellowship, or an exciting graduate program. For some of you, though, I think tomorrow may bring a different set of challenges. And for some of you, the question may be, what do I do now? To find an answer, I think it helps to consider where we experience the effects of this recession in our lives. We may first experience the recession in the larger world, the macro world, where we've seen a shift of our economy from manufacturing to service, followed closely by outsourcing of both manufacturing and, more recently, service jobs. Of course, even when they might remain, service jobs dry up when there's no one to serve. When credit freezes, jobs are lost and disposable income drops. Yet we see that the now fabled 1% prosper and protect their standard of living. Surely this calls for a public response, yet the government is intransigent and polarized at the very time it should be agile, creative, inclusive, and cooperative. We feel we can't do much, if anything, about either the economy or the government. We become frustrated, angry, depressed. Social expressions of these personal reactions are the Occupy movement on the left and the Tea Party movement on the right. So faced with our frustration, we're tempted to throw up our hands and declare there's nothing we can do. This is the path of paralysis. Or to demonize others, to displace our anxieties onto social scapegoats. I think it's possible to see our social and political polarization on issues like abortion, gay marriage, and immigration reform as a displacement of our anxieties onto easy targets. Certainly, these issues present genuine questions about the common good, but they can also just be vessels for our anxiety and anger. And since our feelings often drive our reasoning, I would suggest that you monitor and reflect on your own responses and be attuned to the difference between feelings based on generalized anxiety over the future, your future, and feelings of genuine concern over the social impact of particular policies. Similarly, beware of feelings of hopelessness over the state of the larger world. Don't surrender the power you have to affect meaningful change. Elmhurst College has a really long and proud tradition of civic engagement, service learning, volunteerism, and social action that is yours. Carry that tradition forward into your postgraduate lives and remain engaged in what is, after all, your world. The recession not only threatens our sense of ownership over the macro environment, it challenges our attitude toward our personal, private world. This is the place where you experience anxiety over the future as yours and decide what you will do about it. I think it's tempting to think poorly about yourself when you don't have a job or can't afford to live on your own. Remember, though, that you have the power to decide how you will respond to outside circumstances. devoting emotions of anger and impatience to bemoaning the loss of an imagined future or to stimulating your fear of the socially other, who you think may be to blame, is reactive, fear-based, and can be self-destructive. Louis Pasteur said, "Chance favors the prepared mind." So take care of yourself. Don't dull yourself to your situation through too much drinking or drugs, TV, gaming, or electronic media. If the macro world changes for the better, you have to be ready to seize the opportunities, and you can't do that if you're in a bad place personally. So take care of your physical and emotional well-being. However you think of spirituality, cultivate that deep and important sense of personal strength because you'll need it. And try to maintain your sense of humor and perspective. I think that humor and perspective are your canary in the coal mine of a difficult world. If your sense of humor and perspective are thriving, the rest of you probably is too. And finally, between the macro outside world and the micro personal world is the social world. Faced with recessionary times, it's tempting to withdraw and to isolate. Believing all your fellow grads are starting terrific careers, it's easy to feel ashamed and embarrassed. It's all the harder then to do what is necessary to become part of a community, part of a network of family and friends and philosophical or religious fellow travelers who care about you and your well-being for absolutely no pecuniary reason. Besides working for larger change in the big world and taking care of yourself in the personal world, you must network. You must network in the social world. And above all, stay in touch with Elmhurst College, your fellow alumni, and support each other in your professional efforts and personal growth. I really can't overstate the importance of becoming engaged in new professional networks. For example, seek out informational interviews with established professionals in fields where you have a long-term interest. Don't be discouraged if many such interviews lead nowhere. Years ago, I transitioned out of legal practice, and thanks to one informational interview out of many, after months of exploration, I landed the position that 12 years later led to becoming president of this college. Informational interviews really do work. People will talk to you when they don't think that you're going to ask them for a job, and they're very flattered to be asked. Finally, consider graduate school. In addition to its intrinsic intellectual merits, grad school can serve as an incubator for those professional networks and self-positioning for better times. Now, whether or not grad school becomes a place where you're just hiding out from the recession, as we often hear, I think depends entirely on you and your attitude towards your advanced studies. Like job searching, you should investigate only those graduate programs that can lead to long-term rewards, and don't jump at the first opportunity unless you absolutely have to. A story in the New York Times recently concluded, the millions of young people who cannot get jobs or take work that doesn't require a college education are in danger of losing their faith in the future. Losing faith in the future? Millions, one might say, are in danger of losing their faith in Godot's arrival, if by future one means an inevitable destiny of wealth and happiness. I suggest that that future is not one that deserves your faith or mine in the first place. Wealth and happiness are not inevitable. Despite what we may have been seduced to believe, we are not entitled to happiness. We're entitled, you may recall from the Declaration of Independence, to the pursuit of happiness. However, faith that the world can become a place of opportunity again, faith that we can create an economic system that is both financially rewarding and non-exploitative, faith that those living in this country and my fellow world citizens are human beings first and competitors second or third, that kind of faith, I think, is worthy of you and deserves your adherence, even in or especially in times of personal transition and challenge. Faith in a future that you create leads to the antithesis of waiting for some golden future, waiting for the exact moment to begin your life, waiting for the optimum economic environment, waiting for the perfect person to make you whole and redeem your insecurities or pay your rent or give you answers to life's big questions. Don't find yourself waiting for Godot. You'll never move. Have the existential faith that Estragon and Vladimir lacked and act. Leighton Beckett's play, one character says to another, "Tomorrow when I wake, or think I do, what shall I say of today?" Tomorrow when you awake, what will you say of today? I hope you'll say that today you're recommitting yourself to mending a world in need, to taking care of yourself in every possible way, and to engaging fully and creatively in the complex society which is the precondition of your success. The big world, the small world, the social world. You need them all, and they need you and your passionate engagement. In closing, I really can't do better than to quote Mahatma Gandhi, who famously said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Congratulations, class of 2012. Stay engaged, stay well, and stay close to those who care about your future. Just don't wait. Thank you.
For every dream to see the light. When you have everything, you don't need another reason to be something.
That's inside of me. I've got to be strong.
Thank you for that great inspiration, Dr. Ray and the concert choir. Will the candidates for the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Education and Teacher Leadership, Master of Arts in English Studies, Master of Arts in Industrial Organizational Psychology, and Master of Professional Accountancy, please stand? Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Fine Arts, and Bachelor of Liberal Studies, please stand? Graduates, in keeping with the traditions of this ceremony, you may now move your tassels to the left side of your mortarboard. Graduates, you did not get here without help, so I want to ask you to turn around, look at the family and friends who helped you get here, wave, smile, blow kisses, and give them some applause. President Ray, I present these candidates for graduation from Elmhurst College with the degrees indicated on their diplomas.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Elmhurst College, I hereby confer upon you the bachelor's degree or the master's degree that the faculty has recommended to you, with all the privileges and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. And now, I call you to come forward individually to receive the diploma certifying your degree. 50 years from now, one of you will be asked back to shake the hands of the members of the class of 2062. Today, you will all be welcomed into the distinguished company of Elmhurst College graduates by Elmhurst College alumna Wanda Poor, class of 1962. Please come forward now to be recognized.
You may be seated. Will the marshals please begin the procession of graduates to the platform to receive their diplomas? I present Dr. Deatra Sullivan Morgan, Assistant Professor of Communication Arts and Sciences, who will call the roll of graduates.
Jennifer L. Bubash. Nancy J. Conroy. Paul R. Flaskamp. Rebecca L. Hayes. Selma Lepuzanovich. David M. Murray. Anthony Frank Provenzino. Scott M. Opals. Matthew A. Chicola. Lauren J. Little. William Stefan Owolczek Gatch. Troy W. Holmes. Scott J. Kaplan. John E. Norton. Bumi Okawabi. Michael T. Westendorf. Judith Abraham. Shireen Ahmed, magna cum laude. Alicia Armato. Madeline Bailey.
Spencer is not here.
Okay. Danielle Beauchamp, cum laude. Casey Bankston, magna cum laude. Matthew Jeffrey Bernier. Holly Christine Beyer, cum laude. Allison J. Bach. Anton E. Busleiman. Stephanie Breeze. Kimberly Brind. Jessica Brown. Anna Califf, cum laude. Allison Carhart. Christopher Castile. Cole Sianji Bakhtel. Marlene Civarella, cum laude. Timothy Clisham, magna cum laude. Catherine R. Cole. Elizabeth M. Kramer, magna cum laude. Jessica M. Cranford, magna cum laude. Zachary R. Crawford. Natalie M. D'Ambroso. Virginia Dahlman, summa cum laude. Megan Davalos, cum laude. Reno De Simone, cum laude. Michael Delaney. Andrew Dickerson. Gail Dickman. Ashley Dunn. Krista Dykes. Alyssa Eves. Eric Fozier. Lauren Marie Ferret, magna cum laude. Caitlin A. Ferguson. Julie Lynn Fisher, cum laude. Kristen Friedrich. Heidi Marie Fruzina. Michael Vincent Gennardo. Alexander Glatkowski. David Gonzalez. Caitlin Elizabeth Grady. Adrian Grant. Brianna Harris. John Hartman. Jamie Haskin, summa cum laude. Jonathan Havlick. Katie Haylock, magna cum laude. Spencer Herbert. Ashley Herrera, magna cum laude. Nicholas John Herrera. Samantha Hill. Samantha Hinchley. Gregory A. Horn. Heather Hosnadel. Melissa S. Ivansitz. Brandy James, magna cum laude. Kayla Johnson. Chelsea Jones Ward. Stephanie Joswiak, magna cum laude. Peter Jump, cum laude. Virginia Kelly, cum laude. Michael Kerr. Sakina Khan. Olivia Kirshner, summa cum laude. Adam F. Klinger. Emily Blue Klaas. Alyssa Kramer, magna cum laude. Michelle Renee Krankowski, magna cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth Krausfeld. Christina Magdalena Kerr. Sarah Carolina Kushanik, cum laude. Dane Allen Ladwig. Gracia Landon. Keaton Landis. Jonathan M. Lang. Courtney Lawyer, cum laude. Whitney Lebo. Zachary J. Lineweber, cum laude. Ashley Nicole Lakar, summa cum laude.
Andrew Loftus is not here.
Okay. Adam Channing Lemons. Leona Liu, cum laude. Lisa Marie Lyons. Catherine McDougall. Sabrina Mangan, cum laude. Nicole Martis. Dominica E. Marquez, magna cum laude. Margaret Martinez, cum laude. Philip Ronald Martino, cum laude. Jasmine Mascotti. Daniel Joseph Matkovic. Matthew McHugh, cum laude. Shannon Tyne McDougall. Amanda Metlock. Jacqueline Medrano, cum laude. Dominic J. Messina. Brandon Michaels, summa cum laude. Nicholas Makuda, cum laude. Helena Milankovich, cum laude. Daniel Miller. Gina Molo, cum laude. Hannah Montalvo. Darius Josiah Montgomery. Maria Helen Moore. Eric Moss. Beth Mucci, cum laude. Patrick M. O'Connor. Brianne O'Neill. Kathleen Genevieve O'Neill. Sylvia Ochoa. Christopher A. Owija, cum laude. Nicholas Orvek. Martin Jacob Oster. Don Owens, magna cum laude. Megan Francesca Palambella, magna cum laude. Smita Pant. Angelica C. Parker. Kelsey Partridge. Marco Pavlovich. Heather Peterson. Megan Pfeiffer, cum laude. Sandra Perkins. Michelle Peterson. Lawanda Joy Peterson. Gabrielle Perard. David Pinto, cum laude. Kristen Pliger, cum laude. Carmela Primavera. Raymond Przybylowski. Lee Radachowski. Thomas A. Retlin. Nicole M. Reichel, summa cum laude. Maria C. Rico. Matthew Reedman. Jennifer Rivera, magna cum laude. Ricardo Rodriguez. Maria Guadalupe Romo. Natalie Ross. Robinson Veyard St. Louis, magna cum laude. Benjamin Salabura. Christopher John Sand, magna cum laude. Jennifer Sandoval. James Saris. Irina Savino. Andrew Scheel. Amanda Schellinger. Amy Schmitz. Catherine Schrader, magna cum laude. Megan Schrader. Shelley L. Schumacher. Valerie M. Sitzlowitz, summa cum laude. Michael Joseph Scumaci. Allison Segura. Michael Sigler, cum laude. Emily Skoronsky. Matthew Allen Saposi. Scott A. Stansny. Christine Stelter. Aaron Strong. Lee Sundstrom. Brooke Sweeney, summa cum laude. Sidjo Thomas, cum laude. Kira L. Temko. Margaret Tomaselli. Michael Tomzak. Jeannie Tunzi, cum laude. Jennifer Van Ewick, cum laude. Lisa Van Arsdale, cum laude. Lisa Vandry, magna cum laude. Grazia Vavale, cum laude. Gina Veneer, cum laude. Rachel Viancenor. Michael J. Wagner. Eric Wakely. Dina Waller. Michelle Kathleen Walters. Hannah Walton, magna cum laude. Philip Washlow. Kelsey R. Wetzel, cum laude. Kenneth Aaron Wilcoxon. Timothy Robert Wallowik, cum laude. Lauren Zamitis, cum laude. David Eugene Ziem.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the faculty of Elmhurst College, I speak to you graduates one last time as you complete your years as students and join the ranks of alumni and alumni of the college. The founders who built and nourished the school here in Elmhurst 141 years ago, the thousands of students who have walked this campus over the years, and all those who have contributed to your education are speaking to you as well. You now bear an honorable name, and you live in a world that desperately needs what the name stands for. You may remember that in the front of the Frick Center, inscribed on the wall are these words of the 6th president of Elmhurst College, H. Richard Niebuhr, quote, "The most urgent need of the present generation is light and warmth, the light of knowledge, and the warmth of high idealism," unquote. Niebuhr said that 80 years ago, but it's just as true today. So I charge you, as you say farewell to Elmhurst College, to remember what it was like being part of a true community of learners, to live fully and well, and to lavish upon the world around you the light and the warmth that you carry within yourselves. With pride in your accomplishments and high expectations for the years ahead, your alma mater says to each of you, and I say, well done and Godspeed.
In a moment, our ceremony will conclude, but I would like to invite you all to a continuation of the celebration, a reception in the Founders Lounge of the Frick Center. And now I would like to invite to the podium the Reverend H. Scott Matheny, chaplain of the college, to lead us in the alma mater and then to offer the benediction.
Class of 2012, stand up. The class of 2012. Your president told you to lead. Your president gave you a charge to lead, and so will you lead me? and helping. Will we all stand and let us sing the alma mater? Let us sing the alma mater together. For all that you have to the class, for that which you have found in the charge that the President has given you. Now receive God's blessings, for as you go forth with that degree and what we jumped over yesterday in rehearsal over into a new place, jump out into a world, and may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up upon you and give you peace this day and forevermore. Amen.